If you have been guided to this message today, know that it is not by chance. The hand of the divine has gently steered you here because your guardian angels have something important to tell you. Something they can no longer keep hidden. What you did, what you said, and how you carried yourself have echoed through the spiritual realms. The angels have witnessed your strength, your courage, and your unwavering sense of integrity. They have seen your heart, pure and steadfast, even as you were tested in the fires of adversity. They want you to know that your actions have not gone unnoticed. You stood tall when it would have been easier to bow. You spoke your truth when silence would have brought comfort. You remained graceful when anger could have taken over. And through it all you stayed kind. Your energy was radiant, not because life was gentle with you, but because you chose to respond to cruelty with compassion, to lies with honesty, and to hostility with peace. This is rare. This is divine. You acted not just as a human guided by morals, but as a soul illuminated by higher truth. You have faced adversity that could have broken even the strongest spirits. You endured criticism, mockery, and resistance. You were misunderstood, judged harshly, and attacked for standing firm in your beliefs. And yet you held your ground. You did not let the darkness of others extinguish your inner light. You embodied the sacred spirit of truth, the essence of justice itself. Like an angel disguised in human form, you carried the sword of truth with grace and the shield of love with quiet strength. Your resilience in the face of such hostility was nothing short of miraculous. Your angels say that you have suffered. Yes, silently, deeply, and privately. You carried the burden of pain in your heart while the world thought you were strong beyond measure. They saw your silence and mistook it for indifference, not realizing that it was your strength, your grace, your divine restraint. What they didn't see were the nights you cried, the moments you doubted, or the times you wanted to give up. But your angels did. And they are proud. Because despite it all, you kept walking with faith, with dignity, and with compassion. The truth is, you triggered people, not because you were wrong but because you were right. You spoke from a place of authenticity, and that truth unsettled those who live in denial. They projected their insecurities onto you, misunderstanding your light as arrogance, your peace as passivity, your boundaries as coldness. But you remained steady. You stayed calm when provoked and graceful when tested. Your behavior reflected the highest form of emotional and spiritual maturity. The angels say you could not have handled yourself any better. You were honest, noble, and true, a reflection of divine character. And while many turned against you, there were others, quiet souls, who watched and admired you from the shadows. They didn't speak up, not because they didn't care, but because the situation was chaotic, tangled with drama, and dangerous to touch. But make no mistake, you had silent supporters. A few hearts recognized your light and saw the beauty in your strength. They admired the way you honored yourself and others even when others showed you none. They saw your humility, your restraint, and your quiet confidence. You were noble yet humble. Powerful yet kind. You outshone everyone not through ego but through authenticity. The world often teaches competition, greed, and self-interest. But you rose above that. You remained selfless in a selfish world. You defended what was right even when it was unpopular. You stood for those who couldn't stand for themselves. You protected the underdogs, spoke up for justice, and faced the bullies head-on. Only souls of great light, archangels, ascended masters, and divine warriors, carry that kind of courage within them. You embodied unconditional love combined with universal compassion. You were holy in your actions even if the world couldn't see it. And there was one soul in particular. Someone who noticed everything. They may have been a stranger, a friend, or a quiet observer, but they saw your every move. They watched your interactions, your responses, your patience, and your integrity. Somewhere along the way they developed a deep admiration for you. A secret affection not merely for your outer self but for your spirit. This isn't just a fleeting crush. It is an appreciation of your soul's beauty. They fell a little in love with your essence. The way you handled chaos with poise. The way your heart radiated kindness even when it was breaking. This person may have seemed detached or even cold at times. They might have hidden their feelings behind indifference or irritation. But inside they hold a deep respect and quiet love for you. They see you as one of the purest, rarest souls they have ever encountered. The angels say that this person's heart has been touched by you in ways you may never fully understand. You awaken something sacred in them, a remembrance of love in its purest form. They admire your courage, your calmness, and your compassion. And soon they will reveal this truth to you. A confession is coming. It might arrive gently through a conversation, a message, or an unexpected meeting. This confession will come from the one who observed you when you thought no one cared. They want to tell you that you inspired them. They want to share that your strength moved them, your compassion softened them, and your authenticity made them believe in goodness again. They saw how you fought for truth, how you defended those who had no voice, how you remained composed even when every reason to break was present. They were in awe and, yes, a little intimidated, because they had never witnessed such divine strength wrapped in such tenderness. You are, to them, a living embodiment of love, universal love personified. They want to confess their admiration but also their own fears and insecurities. They feel shame for not speaking up when they should have. They wish they had been braver, more vocal in your defense. But deep down they knew that your soul was on a divine mission, and interfering might have altered your sacred path. Still, they carried that guilt, and now they wish to unburden themselves before you. This person has lived in duality, feeling both pride and regret, both admiration and fear. Watching you changed them. It gave them hope that there are still people of integrity and love in this world. You renewed their faith in humanity and in themselves. You awakened their desire to be better, to live with the same authenticity and grace that you do. They have grown because of you. They have healed because your example showed them what courage and kindness can achieve when united. Their confession may stir emotions within you. It may remind you of the pain you endured, the loneliness of standing alone for truth, or the heartbreak of being misunderstood. But it may also bring healing, a sense of recognition, joy, and closure. Whatever emotions arise, allow them. You deserve to feel the fullness of what you've been through. You were seen. You were recognized. You were believed in, not just by the divine but by those whose hearts you touched unknowingly. The angels ask that you remain humble and open when this confession arrives. Receive it with grace but guard your energy. You are a giver, a healer, and an empath, and the world often draws from your light. Remember to refill your own cup. Keep your boundaries strong but loving. Let this moment remind you that your voice, your actions, and your light have a ripple effect far beyond what you can see. Your story has inspired others. Your example has healed souls. And now, love, in one form or another, is coming back to you. It might take the shape of a romantic confession or a soul-deep friendship. It may appear as a reunion or as a new beginning. However it manifests, it carries divine purpose. The angels say it is safe to open your heart again, carefully but fully. You have proven your strength. Now it is time to receive the love you have long deserved. Let us close with a prayer. Divine Creator, may this message reach the one it is meant for, touching the deepest parts of their heart and soul. Grant them the wisdom to recognize their own divinity and the grace to receive love without fear. Let them embrace the coming confession with peace and understanding, reflecting on their journey with compassion. Surround them with the light of protection and the warmth of angelic love. May their heart remain open, their spirit strong, and their path illuminated by divine truth. Take a deep breath now. Let these words settle into your soul. You are loved beyond measure. You are protected by unseen forces that guide your every step. Trust that everything you endured had purpose. The universe is aligning to bless you in ways that will soon make perfect sense. If this message resonates with you, type 444 to claim it as your own and invite the blessings that come with it. And if your heart feels moved, share a few kind words for others who may be walking through their own storms. You never know whose spirit you might lift with your light. Remember, you are not alone. You are divinely guided, deeply loved, and eternally supported.